Their marriage looked solid from the outside. Then things began to change. Concerns became attacks. Conversations ended in blame, shifting, or silence. Effort was never enough. Mark did what good men do. He tried harder. He apologized to keep the peace. He stayed calm while shrinking inside. And every time he pulled away... Welcome to the Narc Free Man Podcast. Welcome back to the Narc Free Man Podcast. I'm Philip Dugas. And in this episode, I'm going to be reading a chapter from my book, The Narcissistic Wife, Chapter 1. So let's get into it. If you are honest with yourself, this is probably the sentence you have repeated more than any other. She wasn't always like this. You have said it quietly to yourself late at night, after another confusing conversation, after another moment you felt smaller than you used to be. You remember the woman you fell in love with. She listened. She admired you. She felt emotionally open and deeply connected. With her, life felt lighter. You felt seen. You felt respected. You felt chosen. You felt like you could finally be yourself. And then, slowly, something changed. The woman you live with now feels different. Conversations with her feel tense instead of safe. Small mistakes turn into long lectures or cold silence. Your needs all of a sudden are too much. Your reactions become the problem. You start walking on eggshells and replaying conversations and trying to anticipate her moods before they land on you. Yet, when you look back, you can't point to a clean break. There was no explosion, no dramatic shift, no obvious moment where everything fell apart. That's why you keep holding on. That's why you keep wondering where she went. And this gap between the woman you fell in love with at the beginning and the woman you live with now, who could be your wife or girlfriend, is not your imagination. It's the first clue. The relationship didn't deepen, it shifted. Healthy relationships become safer over time. They grow steadier, more grounded, more secure. And conflict still exists, but respect remains. With a narcissistic wife, the opposite happens. The relationship often begins intensely, connected, emotionally charged, and validating. Then gradually shifts into one of control, criticism, and confusion. What once felt supportive becomes conditional. What once felt intimate becomes transactional. And because you experienced her warmth before, your mind keeps telling you that that version of her must still be in there. That belief is what keeps you stuck. You are not staying because of the present. You are staying because of the past, the beginning that hooks you. Hey, quick interruption to the show. I want to let you know that I put together a free guide called 21 Signs She Might Be a Narcissist. It breaks down the exact red flags that most men miss until it's too late. This isn't some therapy fluff or watered down relationship advice. These are the real signs you need to watch for if you are dealing with a woman who uses guilt, gaslighting, and emotional control to keep you stuck. I've helped thousands of men through my podcast, and 9 times out of 10, they say this guide was the moment everything clicked. They finally saw her for what she was, and more importantly, they stopped blaming themselves. So if you have ever wondered, am I crazy or is she just that good at pretending? Click the link in my bio or the description below and download the free guide. Now back to the show. Early in the relationship, many narcissistic women engage in mirroring. She reflects your values, your interests, your emotional wounds. your dreams. It feels uncanny, like you have finally met someone who truly understands you. This isn't a coincidence. It's an adaptation. She learns who you are and shapes herself accordingly, not to bond, but to attach. This phase often includes love bombing, excessive affection, constant admiration, emotional intensity, and rapid attachment. You feel special, chosen, needed. The bond forms quickly and deeply. Now, in marriage, this phase may briefly return during moments of crisis, sudden warmth, sudden vulnerability, sudden promises of change. It keeps you tethered to hope. Why you can't let go. Your nervous system doesn't bond to the woman you live with now. It bonds to the woman you met in the beginning. That early version becomes the emotional reference point your body keeps chasing. Every time she softens, every time she shows affection, every time she seems like herself again, your nervous system resets. There she is. That's who she really is. We are going to be okay. Now, this creates a powerful loop. Pain, hope, relief, attachment, and pain again. You are not staying because of love. You are staying because of hope. The bait and switch no one warns you about. Now, the early relationship wasn't the foundation of a healthy marriage. It was the hook. Once attachment is secured through marriage, children, finances, or emotional dependence, the dynamic shifts. Control replaces connection. Compliance replaces intimacy. Confusion replaces clarity. This isn't poor communication. It's a change in strategy. And because the shift happens gradually, you spend years trying to fix a relationship that was never what it appeared to be. You cannot repair a bait and switch. You can only stop participating in it. Here's a story you'll recognize. Mark was a steady, loyal, dependable man. When he met his wife, he felt a sense of relief. She listened deeply. She praised him. She made him feel like he was finally enough. For years, their marriage looked solid from the outside. Then things began to change. Concerns became attacks. Conversations ended in blame, shifting, or silence. Effort was never enough. Mark did what good men do. He tried harder. He apologized to keep the peace. He stayed calm while shrinking inside. And every time he pulled away, she softened, she cried. She reminded him of the beginning. For a moment, the warmth returned. Then cycle resumed. One night, sitting alone in his car, Mark realized, I don't recognize myself anymore. Now, that realization didn't destroy him. It clarified everything, a personal truth. This isn't just theory for me. I lived in the aftermath of it. When my dad remarried, the woman he married, my stepmom, initially seemed warm and devoted to him. She praised him. She admired him. She spoke about loyalty and family. Once he put a ring on it, something changed. Not suddenly, not obviously, the warmth narrowed. The affection became conditional. Then came the isolation. Family members were framed as negative. Concern became interference. Phone calls faded. Visits stopped. Eventually, we lost contact with him. Not because he didn't love us, but because he was bonded to a version of her that only appeared when he complied. And that experience shaped everything I do now. The truth you need to hear. You didn't imagine the change. You didn't cause it, and you are not weak for noticing it. The confusion you feel isn't failure, it's information. And once you understand what you are really dealing with, the fog begins to lift. And that's where this book begins. Now, if that chapter resonated with you at all, you can find this book to read more. You can find it on Amazon or on my website, philipcdugas.com. I'll also link it down in the show notes below. Until next time, stay strong, stay steady, and stay narc free.